Have you ever thought about, is it true? Is what I just said true? Sometimes we don't know that we're not telling the truth. And I think part of it is because we operate on habits. We have habits in our mind or in our brain, and if you think of that as a computer, do so. It's programmed. Once this happens, this is going to happen. We will sometimes go, I always do this. I never do that. And those just really aren't true statements. There's never one smidgen of a time that you might not have done that. If you're open to look at this, you know that that's right. So sometimes the stuff that we're saying is just not true. You go, this is the right way to do that. Well, is it? Or is it the only way you know how to do it right now? And I'm going to go to Aikido on this. Let's say we got 4 black belts teaching a white belt at different times. Now, if they're showing that white belt the same technique, they're going to see it from different angles. They're not going to show them the same thing. The basics may be the same, but it's going to be slightly different because of their body style, their body height, shape, muscular structure, all that type of stuff. Time in the art, all this type of stuff creates a different thought pattern that's going to come out to share with that person. Now, that doesn't mean that any of them are wrong. It means that they're all right for that person at that point in time in their life. If you've done any martial art for any length of time, if you will take a move that you like and think back 5 years ago, are you doing that move the same way? No, I bet you've tweaked it a little bit. I bet you've made it a little cleaner, a little sharper, a little bit, maybe I'll say more mature. But you have developed that over the time, so you have changed, and that way 5 years ago was right for you then, and maybe it's right for you now, but now you have a different level of perception of that same move, that is also right for you today. So, to say things like, I always, I never, I generally use those in a term called, they're magnet words. And I'm going to give you a quick example on me. In '96, I was able to leave a retail company and go to work for a company that basically I was out in the field and in-home sales, things like this. And when I left that company, I said, I will never go back into retail. Well, 2003 rolls around, and what do? I go to work for one of the big retail giants. It took from 96 to 2003 for that word, I will never, to come back and find how to get me back in there. So I tell people, watch what you say. You're going to find that you'll say things that aren't true, and sometimes they'll just pop out before you even know them. If you can start correcting those, then you've got a lot less junk out there to deal with.